Have you ever had a dream where you're trying to get out and nothing works? Something feels wrong, you try to run, you try to scream, but your body won't listen. And then you wake up. For a few seconds, you don't move. Slowly, it comes back to you, it was only a dream. And there is relief in that, the suffering was not real. Sometimes it is the opposite. Something beautiful happens in the dream. You meet someone, you are somewhere you always wanted to be. You feel loved, and you don't want to wake up. But eventually, you do, and you realize that was a dream too. I've been thinking about dreams and reality for a long time now. Because somewhere along the way, I started wondering if the line between them is as clear as we think. For almost a year, I wandered with a camera and a bike. Old houses, faces, mountains, empty roads. I would take my scrambler out whenever my head got too loud. No destination. I just wanted the road to be longer than my thoughts. Late at night, when things went quiet, I would pick up a guitar, sing, sometimes send it to someone as a voice note. Maybe I was trying to say something I could not say any other way. Or maybe I just wanted to hear my own voice. I don't really know. I ran, I traveled. I thought a movement would bring me clarity. That if I went far enough, long enough, I would finally understand who I was. But it never felt like enough. There was still a part of me I had not figured out. Questions I did not have answers to. So I went to Niti Valley for a high altitude ultra marathon. I ran 10 kilometers and spent a few days around people running 75. Watching them changed something in me. You don't always know your own limits until you watch someone else walk straight towards theirs. 10 kilometers stopped feeling like a finish line. It felt like a start. They were not running to prove anything. They were running because there was another mountains inside them, one they wanted to climb. I understood that. I want to run a marathon too. Not for applause. I want to know what happens when my body says stop and something inside me says keep going. Maybe that's what I have been looking for all along. Not achievement, understanding. While I was there, I walked through the village with my camera. Old house, fields, faces, mountains that had not changed in years. There was something beautiful in watching people live without rushing towards the next thing, but something uncomfortable too. Because I was only there for a week, I got to call it peaceful. I got to photograph the simplicity. I got to romanticize a life I don't actually have to live. And then I leave. They don't. They wake up here, work here, grow old here. Their children leave. Their parents stay. The mountains, they don't move. I came looking for something beautiful to shoot. Instead, I found myself thinking about how easily we romanticize lives we only visit. Maybe we do that with everything we don't have and forget to notice what we do. Places, career, dreams, and people. Maybe most of all. You meet someone, you give them everything you know how to give. You try to understand them and yourself. And then a layer of reality shows up that you did not see coming. One you can't solve, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes someone loves you in a way you don't know how to receive. Because there is a war going on inside your own head. And it gets so loud you cannot tell love from fear anymore. Reality from distraction. What is good for you from what you are only choosing because the suffering has become familiar. That might be the saddest part. Sometimes the mind won't let you wake up. So I started wondering, what if reality is not so separate from our dreams? What if it is the result of the ones we keep carrying? A thought becomes a possibility becomes a choice becomes a direction, and that direction becomes a life. Maybe every decision is just an attempt to get closer to some version of ourselves that only exists in our head. And maybe that's why we suffer. Because we keep comparing the life we have to the life one we imagined. The person we are to the one we thought we would become. Somewhere between these two, we live. But maybe there is another layer. Maybe before we can make the right choice, we have to wake something up inside ourselves. Not the choices everyone else says are right, the ones that match the compass inside us. The right pain, the right love, the right fight. Because life is not about avoiding suffering. Maybe it is about choosing the suffering that is worth carrying. Running 41 kilometers instead of 10. Leaving when everything in you wants to stay. Choosing love even when it scares you. Choosing peace over the chaos that feels familiar. Choosing yourself without becoming selfish. Maybe growing up is just learning which battles deserve your life. Sometimes I think about how small we are. A speck on a planet floating through a universe too big to understand. And still, we spend our whole lives asking if we are doing enough, becoming enough, loved enough. Maybe one day we will die and that will be the real waking up. Maybe we will look back at the stillness living life and realize we were asleep most of it. Running after things, running from things, loving, losing, building, breaking, starting again. Maybe the question was never whether life is a dream. Maybe it is how awake we are while we are living it. I still don't know the answer. I still don't fully know what I'm looking for. I still take my camera and wonder. I still ride when my head gets too loud. I still play guitar at night. I still run. I still travel. But I have stopped expecting every journey to give me an answer. Maybe some are just meant to give us a better question. Maybe that's what life is, not finding the perfect dream or all the answers, but becoming conscious enough to choose the life we actually want to wake up to. So for now, let's keep running, riding, photographing, making music, loving, losing, dreaming, because maybe that's all we can do until the day we finally wake up. And when that day comes, I hope I can look back and know that for a little while, at least, I was awake. Meanwhile, let's keep dreaming until we finally awake.